All right, folks, welcome back again. Another class lecture, man. We're going to get into it and we're going to talk about something that, has been kind of brought to my attention about when a narcissist says that you taught them so much. What does that mean? What does that mean when a narcissist is telling you, you taught me a lot? I learned a lot from you. You really showed me a lot of things. Right? So we're going to get into that and break that down and talk about it. Uh, here's the thing. From the standpoint when you were engaged with one of these type of individuals, you built up, you were trying to build them up as you thought you were investing your efforts and everything into someone that, had the best intentions for you, and it was going to work out in a way that you could, be proud of, share more days and times and nights to come with that individual. You thought you were establishing something meaningful, in other words. Well, while you were giving, one was only taking. Okay, and we know what that is. We know how that transaction goes. That's why I call these transactions with narcissists. They're transactions. You're giving, they're taking, and they're giving you back a performance, an illusion of something that they believe and think that you would like to see. Okay? That's the exchange. And so if you just go back for a moment and you start thinking about, wow, all the stuff that, they were admiring you for in the beginning, they really did like those qualities. And not only did they like them, they adopted them, and they made those qualities that you possessed they made it theirs. They utilized it. Unbeknownst to you, of course, they didn't show you this. All right? They don't show you. That's why a lot of times some of you dealt with quiet narcissists, shy narcissists. When they're quiet, they're observing, they're soaking up, things that they feel would get them by once they, discontinue their union with you. Now, what does it mean when they're starting to tell you, I learned a lot from you? That's basically like they're getting ready to roll the credits on you. When you go to the movie and you start rolling the credits, well, you know what that means. It's over. Showtime's over. Credits start rolling, everybody starts getting ready to walk up. Some people sit through and watch the credits, others, as soon as the credits roll, you start seeing people head to the exit. Well, when a narcissist is telling you, I learned a lot from you. You taught me a lot. You really did. And, thanks. But it's time for me to take this and go somewhere else. Because I can't use this with you because it's going to be too obvious that I'm copying you and trying to be like you. I want this glory. I want this attention for myself. I want the things that make you a wonderful person. I want the things that make you a remarkable person, that gives you the type of admiration and attention that you get from being who you are. I want it from myself, is how the narcissist is saying it and how they're looking at it. I want it for myself, but I can't do this around you because you're going to look at me like I'm crazy. You're going to stop and be like, wait a minute, you don't act like that. You don't use that. I use that word. I say that like that, not you. And so you see where I'm going with this. The narcissist cannot act this way in front of you. They cannot carry out this behavior in your presence. Because if they do, it's gonna draw an immediate red flag. Some of you may have caught the narcissist where they forgot you were around, or they got so wrapped up into being you, they forgot that you were you and you were around them. They were so busy operating as you that they forgot that you was even around them. And that's when some of you be like, wait a minute, you don't use that word. You don't talk like that. That's not your style. Right? And so basically, the narcissist knows that they cannot perform in that way. And once they steal your traits and characteristics, they claim it as theirs. So they will even get jealous to see you using it once they started to claim it as theirs. This is where they start to hate and resent you, because it's like, no, I want to be able to use your style. I want to be able to use your finesse, your ways, I want to be able to do all of that. I want that for me. Only problem is they can't do that with you and around you, because they're going to have to share that. If they did, they want it all to themselves. Not only would they have to share it, they would have to get called out for being fake, because it's going to be obvious after a while. You see this person acting like you. Yeah, they say, what's the saying? When someone is copying you, like it's like flattery or something like that, but not really. Because these individuals are trying to take all of that for their credit. These individuals, it's one thing to take one thing here and make it your own. But when you're completely biting and copying someone, you're making a carbon copy out of that person. It's gonna, to anybody who's sane at least, it's gonna raise some alarms. It's gonna start setting some alarms off. It's gonna raise some flags. And the person's gonna have to start saying, like, wait a minute, why are they acting like me? Why? It may be flattering at first, but trust me, it will get annoying later. Because the people who usually do this get so wrapped up into it, they make it to where it's theirs. That's them. They forget where it even came from. They start acknowledging it and basically as they start claiming it as theirs. And so they can't have you around, because you become the opposition. So for them, at the end of the line, when they know that, okay, look, I'm ready to fully take over your whole style, your character, and everything else. Let me make my peace with you and kind of give you the, let me roll the credits on you right now. And that's when they say, I really learned a lot from you. You taught me a lot. And if they were going to be real, this is what they would say. Now it's time for me to go on and be you somewhere else. I love being you. I like using what you do, your style. It gets hell. I see why you get all of that attention, and I see why people admire you and like you, for you being you. But look, I want that too. I want to be you too. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go be you somewhere else, with somebody that's going to see all of these things that I'm doing for me, and they'll admire and praise me, and I'll have all of it to myself. And they won't know anything. They won't be none the wiser. They won't suspect anything from it. And, I don't have to share. I can have as much fun being you as I want to. And yes, I have learned a lot from you. I've learned all the ways and stuff that I feel is, admirable. And I'm going to go ahead and use that. It's been real. It's been nice. You taught me a lot. Now it's time we part our ways. If they were going to be real, that's what they say. But what they really mean, that's what they're really meaning when they say you've taught me a lot. They're basically rolling the credits on you. They're getting ready to end the show with you. Right? And they're going to start a sequel somewhere else. They're just not going to have the same actors in it. And that's what you're getting. That's what you're seeing. So narcissists, we say this all the time, narcissists give hints left and right. If you know the game and you know how it is, they give hints left and right. It's evident. The problem is not too many people really pay attention. People will latch on, go with the flow, go off of what you like, right? And so by doing that, you're not really paying attention. You're not really thinking. You're not using any of your critical thinking faculties whatsoever. You can see the narcissistic stuff playing out and you overlook it. You overlook it. And this is where the narcissist will keep racking up, infiltrating, copying you, taking the best qualities of what they see out of you, making it their own and going somewhere else with it. All right? Where people can't read into or not very knowledgeable, or they don't really comprehend or understand what it is. All right. So, that's pretty much how that works. It's a thin line between, admiring and using things that, someone might say something like how you talk and say something, but they'll give credit for it, right? Especially if they're not giving credit for it. You have to beware of that. A narcissist, they're not going to give credit. A narcissist will not give credit, at least where it's due. They're going to claim it as theirs. They're going to claim it as theirs. They'll put a slight little spin on it. But, overall, it clearly speaks to not being them. It's from someone else. And yes, the narcissist did learn a lot from you. They were mainly there just studying you. That's what they do best. Study you. Study, and then they come out somewhere else with their gig, with their little twist to it, but it's not much. It's pretty much plagiarized, and it's you copied all over again. But again, to the people that's oncoming and don't know, they're gonna go right along with it. They're gonna go right along with it. They're not gonna even think anything. They're gonna take that character, that persona that the narcissist is being as them, as we all did. We take it as being them. That's why they're so they're very good at that, and they've been doing this and understanding at least how to mimic characters and take the identity and style from someone. They're masters at that. So don't take it as a compliment when a narcissist is telling you that, because when they're telling you, I've learned so much from you, is basically saying, now that I've finished figuring you out, how you operate, what you do to be the great and successful person that you are, I'm going to go copy you and claim it all for myself and have it all for myself where no one's going to know. Right? But they're not using it for good. They're using it to manipulate, further impress other people so that they can have that undivided attention and admiration from someone else who's unsuspecting. And it works well for them. Works like a charm. Anyway, that's all I want to touch upon this video. Hey, hit the like button, everyone. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share the videos if you haven't shared. You can book an appointment. You can Cashapp me. Everything's in the description box. Yeah, so definitely check that out. I'll put the link in the description below. So all you have to do is click on that, especially if you're looking for a one-on-one consultation. Also, I'm going to be coming out with something that's going to be pertaining to really digging into the game, exposing stuff that's just, outside of what this community speaks on and what they understand from in the community perspective of how this stuff breaks down in actual, like in real life, in real time, real life. So be looking out for that. I'll be letting you know when that's coming out soon. Until next time, everybody, enjoy yourselves, love yourselves, have a good one. Talk to you soon.